Matinee baseball at New Britain Stadium. Good afternoon, everyone, or technically still good morning, everyone, from New Britain Stadium on another chilly, breezy July day here in central Connecticut. The Lancaster Barnstormers with the opportunity to win their third consecutive ball game, something this ball club has not done in nearly a month, but they haven't had any losing streaks of note either. They've been cruising along, generally winning 2 out of every 3 ball games, and as a result, the Barnstormers are in first place here in the second half in the Freedom Division with a 10-7 record, 1 game better than the York Revolution. The Barnstormers are coming off a 2-1 victory last night, something this club had not achieved prior to last night. That was winning a ball game when they'd scored fewer than 3 runs. But the Barnstormers got terrific pitching throughout the evening. Tommy Shirley, who will be our guest on the Dugout Report momentarily, coming out and throwing 5 shutout innings last night. A brilliant performance from him. The bullpen, after one glitch, shut it down. The last 3 2/3 innings went by with only 1 additional New Britain Bees base hit. And the Barnstormers did just enough offensively last night. This is a ball club that has a different complexion right now. They're not the boppers that we had a while ago. There's no Blake Galen. There's no Casey Hobson. You're not going to see the home runs, especially from the left side of the plate. The guys that Ross Peoples has brought in to replace them are line drive hitters. You see that out of Amaral. You see that out of Clevenger. But those 2 guys helped to build the offense last night. If you're looking for the overall offensive star in last night's game, it may very well have been Rico Noel, though, who had a couple of stolen bases and scampered home from third with the deciding run on a wild pitch in the top half of the 8th inning. Today, Brian Evans will take the mound for the Barnstormers, and he is acclimated to day games because he's just coming off one in his last start. He threw last Wednesday at Constellation Field in Sugar Land and picked up his 6th win of the year in that game, a 3-1 decision over the Sugar Land Skeeters. Evans had a 3-hit shutout for 5 2/3 innings, may have faded a little bit in the 106-degree heat index that we experienced in Texas on that Wednesday afternoon. He gave up 4 hits in a row, including a home run by Travis Scott in the 6th inning. Still got out of that inning just the 1 run scoring on the homer and went on to win by the 3-1 score. Evans is 6-3 with a 4.87 earned run average. For New Britain today, it will be right-hander Brian Dupre on the mound. Dupre was golden, especially against the Barnstormers last year. This year has been a mystery. He is 3-7 with a 6.29 earned run average. The Barnstormers have seen him once and reached him for 9 hits and 6 runs in 4 innings of work. Now, the Barnstormers would like to get the early jump here today, make it easy on Evans, but even more so, make it easy on the bullpen, because the Barnstormers are still trying to build toward that game Friday night. That's the focus of the week, the makeup game that will determine the first half title in the Freedom Division, as the Barnstormers travel from here in New Britain down to Southern Maryland to take on the Blue Crabs head-to-head. 1 game, winner take all, as far as the first half is concerned. Both clubs with identical 38 and 31 records in the first half. Well, that's the setup here today. The Barnstormers looking to win their 3rd straight. They had the 7-2 victory over the Long Island Ducks Sunday afternoon, 2-1 last night. This ball club getting some of its best pitching that we have seen the entire season. And we will be back with Tommy Shirley, last night's starter, 5 great innings from him. Tommy, my guest on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report this morning, and he will join us right after this.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
It's a new season with a new manager, but Gockenauers is still here supporting your 2017 Lancaster Barnstormers. Hi, I'm Adam Gockenauer, and I want you to know Gockenauers is committed to serving you and our local community in everything we do. We've been in business for 68 years and are 4 generations strong. Stop in today to see how appliance and grill shopping can be a pleasant experience and save you money at the same time. I'll be back after the Dugout Report to tell you about our special events this season.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report, and joining me is last night's starting pitcher, Tommy Shirley. And Tommy, first of all, congratulations on a terrific outing last night. That had to feel awfully good for you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, I appreciate it. It felt good to go out there and throw strikes, get ahead, and give the team a chance to win.
You look like you shortened up your motion last night a little bit. Your hands weren't back over your head, quicker to the plate, and everything worked out for you.
Yeah, I just kind of slowed things down a little bit, just made my delivery a little more simpler, and my main focus was basically keeping the ball down, and that's what I went out and did.
I mean, this has to have been a frustrating year for you. You looked so good in spring training. You come out, your first start against Somerset opening weekend, you come out of it hurt. You had to sit 2 months. How difficult was that?
Yeah, in spring training, I felt like I was back to where I was when I was pitching my best, and I really thought it was going to be a great season. And then in Somerset, I got injured there, and then sitting out 2 months, it's kind of tough to come back with throwing progressions. But hopefully, it looks like I'm on my way back now.
Yeah, I guess the frustrating part of it is you just join a new ball club. You're part of the team, and then you have to sit out, and you're not traveling with the guys. Is that mentally rough?
Yeah, I mean, I know the guys didn't mind or anything, but it's nice to get in with a team, get a camaraderie, and play the game and get in there and grind elbows with the teammates. And it just, I guess, took 2 months, 3 months maybe.
This is such an easy team to blend into.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, we have a lot of fun. Everyone's laughing on the field, and, then it's game time. We all get ready to play.
Yeah, the timing of your return was pretty much perfect, and sometimes when things are going well in an Atlantic League season, that happens. Nate Reed gets his contract purchased by the San Francisco Giants. You're ready to jump back into that spot in the rotation.
Yeah, it seems like for our team, even with a lot of guys getting picked up, it seems like we've kind of had pretty good timing, and all the moves have worked out, and I mean, looks like we're ready to win a lot of games from here on out.
Yeah, last night was the first time this team has won a ball game when it hasn't scored at least 3 runs this year. And games like that are important to win the low-scoring contests. And this team is it's changed its complexion, especially offensively. The pitching staff has pretty much been the same throughout, but offensively and defensively, it's a new look out there.
Yeah, I didn't know that was our first win with less than 3 runs, but yeah, I guess you could say we went from hitting a little more home runs now to maybe more gap hitter type lineup, but I think our offense looks pretty solid right now.
As you look ahead to the stretch drive this season, beyond Friday, because right now everybody's sort of focused on that day. But as you look ahead toward the remainder of the second half, do you have any personal goals?
My goal just is to go out there and pitch at least 5 or 6 innings every outing, give the team a chance to win. And like you said, in spring training, I felt like I was pretty much lights out there, and hopefully I can get back to that. And I think I'm on my way, and each time try to, get a W for the team every time I go out.
You're from Pittsburgh area. Which of the Pittsburgh sports teams is your favorite?
I'd have to go with the Pirates, but I've been starting to like the Steelers with, Big Ben and Antonio Brown, but just playing baseball, always the Pirates, but Steelers are close second now.
All right, let's get away from sports for a moment. Off the diamond, who's Tommy Shirley?
I love shoes, especially Jordan shoes. Like video games, playing Madden football game, but collecting sports memorabilia. But I would say a big thing I like to do is shoes. I like collecting shoes.
I don't think you're that uncommon in this business, are you? I think there are others who are really into their footwear.
True, I definitely agree, but I think my mom and dad could say that I have a bunch of shoes in my house that I've never worn. So I don't know if I think the other guys actually wear them. But me and my brother, we sometimes tend not to wear the shoes, just kind of look at them.
What's your favorite type of shoe?
Definitely Jordan. And I've been wearing Jordan spikes since they came out, since I was in high school.
How did it get started? How does a shoe collection get started?
I don't even know. I just remember when me and my brother were little, we'd actually make the Jordan shoes sometimes because they were a little too pricey. But I don't know. I think we were both creative and kind of into the artsy-ish stuff. And I don't know. We just liked how they looked.
Future career as a designer? There is an ex-Atlantic leaguer who's made millions off of designing hats and shirts. You might have the shoe thing covered.
Maybe it's something I'll have to dive into.
Well, Tommy, thanks for joining us this morning, and you get to sit and watch the rest of this series, and get to hopefully be pitching Saturday night and in a sort of celebratory hungover mode.
Yeah, hopefully, we'll have the win the night before, and it'll be kind of smooth sailing for the rest of the season. But it's definitely nice for me now I can get on my routine day after I pitched. A normal start pretty much, and now I can kind of get into the routine that I'm used to.
Tommy Shirley joining me on the Gockenauer Home Appliances Dugout Report here this morning. I'll be back with the starting lineups for Game 2 of this series in just a moment right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Another great dugout report. Adam Gockenauer from Gockenauer Appliances back with you again to remind you to please stop by our showroom in East Petersburg to see all the best appliance brands on the market today. Brands like GE, Maytag, Whirlpool, Speed Queen, and Fisher & Paykel. We not only can save you money on your purchase, but provide you with our own service, delivery, and installation. Join our family and let us show you how fun appliance shopping can be. Gockenauer's in East Petersburg.
Hey Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
Here are those starting lineups for our ball game today. First for the visiting Barnstormers, it will be Bo Amaral leading off. He is in center field. The second baseman batting number 2 is Rico Noel. Steve Clevenger will bat third. He's at first base. The cleanup hitter is the Barnstormers right fielder Cole Garner. Sean Halton is batting fifth. He's got third base. Trayvon Robinson back in the lineup today is batting sixth as the DH. Lastings Millage will be in the field. He is batting seventh and playing left. Anderson De La Rosa is doing the catching for the Barnstormers here this afternoon and batting in the number 8 slot. And Nate Coronado will round it out. He is batting ninth, playing short. Brian Evans on the hill. Evans coming in 6-3 with a 4.87 earned run average against the Atlantic League this season. Currently 5th all time in Barnstormer strikeouts. He needs 3 more to catch Nate Reed for number 4. For Stan Clyburn and the New Britain Bees today, Michael Baca will be leading off at shortstop. The second baseman batting number 2 will be Jake McWiggin. Jovan Rosa is the DH hitting third. Craig Maddox in the cleanup slot will play first base. The left fielder batting fifth is Connor Bierfeld. Jordan Hinshaw will be in center field batting sixth. Michael Krause came out of last night's game with a tweaked hamstring, and he will sit again today. Jamar Walton will be in right field. He is batting seventh. John Griffin will move across the diamond to play third base. He is batting in the number 8 slot, and Ivan Villa Escuza is the catcher. He is batting number 9. Brian Dupre on the hill, 3-7 on the season. For the Notre Dame product, his earned run average is 6.29. John Grasso will call balls and strikes today. David Speranza will have first base. Jorge Terran will be the umpire over at third. For Game 2 of a 4-game series, we'll be back playing nighttime baseball tomorrow and Wednesday here in New Britain. Game time temperature today, just 62 degrees at New Britain Stadium. Play-by-play baseball is coming your way next, right here on the Lancaster Barnstormers YouTube channel.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
You're never too young to appreciate a great deal. The Barnyard Bunch is back and better than ever. Members get field box tickets for 6 home games presented by Penn State Hershey, plus 6 free passes to B.R. Kreider Kids Park, 2 free Isaac's Kids Meals, 2 tickets to the Chocolate World 4D Experience, 2 passes to Hands-On House, an exclusive Barnyard Bunch t-shirt, and plenty more in a summer of fun at Clipper Magazine Stadium. All for just $25. Sign up at the stadium or go to LancasterBarnstormers.com/barnyardbunch, and we'll see you at the ballpark. Welcome back from New Britain Stadium as the Lancaster Barnstormers prepare to take on the New Britain Bees in the second game of a 4-game series. It is a kids' camp day at New Britain Stadium, and we've got several groups of youngsters filing in to the ballpark ready to enjoy an afternoon of baseball and fun foods and the carousel here in New Britain, Connecticut. Barnstormers trying to win their 3rd straight, trying to increase their lead in the Freedom Division here in the second half. Of course, still tied in the undecided first half. We are now just 78 and a half hours away from playing that decisive game against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs on Friday night. This is the only day game. Last night, the Barnstormers and Bees had the only game in the Atlantic League schedule, and this is the only day game today. Tonight, Bridgeport will be at York. Sugar Land is up at Long Island. Southern Maryland is taking on Somerset. New Britain hits the field, and we are going to send you down that way for today's opening ceremonies. Our national anthem at New Britain Stadium for the second game of a 4-game series against the New Britain Bees. On the hill today for New Britain is 6'3", 200-pounder Brian Dupre, who hails from Greece, New York, technically outside of the city of Rochester. He is a 28-year-old product of Notre Dame. Dupre pitching as high as the AAA level in his career. This season has not been a successful one for him. He has 3-7 in 15 starts, including a loss against the Barnstormers. His ERA is 6.29. He's allowed 78 hits in 73 innings. The problem has been the base on balls. He has walked 41, and Dupre has struck out 43. Behind him defensively, a slightly different look for the day game to the New Britain infield. John Griffin is at third base. Michael Baca remaining at shortstop. He was there last night. Jake McWiggin will make the start at second. Yusuke Kajimoto sits out today. And Craig Maddox is over at first base. Jovan Rosa, playing in his 226th consecutive game, is limited to the DH role this afternoon. Connor Bierfeld is in left with Jordan Hinshaw in center, Jamar Walton in right. Same outfield that the Bees used at the end of the game last night. And James Skelton gets a rest behind the plate as Via Escusa will be handling the catching chores today with Dupre on the mound. Lancaster will send Bo Amaral, Rico Noel, and Steve Clevenger to the plate in the top half of the first inning. The Barnstormers with 2 runs, 7 hits in the ball game last night. Out of those 7 hits, Amaral and Noel, the top 2 in the batting order, collected 4. Amaral driving in a run and Noel scoring a run. Other base hits along the way last night. Nate Coronado had a single. Garrett Weber had a single. And Steve Clevenger had a base hit. So here is Amaral, the Lancaster center fielder, 5 out of 15. Since coming to the Atlantic League, he has 1 double, 1 triple. The pitch to him from Dupre, cut on and fouled straight back. In and out of the grasp of Via Escusa. No balls and 1 strike. The count on Amaral. 6-year Cincinnati Red farmhand. The motion, Dupre comes back and gets it by Bo. Swung on and missed. And Dupre out to a very quick no ball and 2 strike count. Rico Noel in the on-deck circle. Hinshaw moves slightly toward left center field, and Bierfeld over to protect the left field line. Amaral, they discovered last night, likes to go the other way. He takes a ball outside. 1-2. Dupre signed with the Nationals back in 2011. Out of the draft there. Amaral with a chip shot down the left field line. Over goes Bierfeld. He'll watch it fall in foul territory. Bo coming back at 1-2. By 2013, Dupre was called up to AAA for 1 appearance, and he also made a start for AAA Syracuse in 2014. Spent some time in Harrisburg in the Washington organization. Career 17-25 record there. That's lined toward the middle. The second baseman, McWiggin, over on it. He'll make a quick throw, but that has no chance to get Amaral, who moves well down the line. An infield base hit for Bo. The Barnstormers are underway. McWiggin went a long way to his right to get to the ball lined toward the middle, but without a lot of steam on it. He was able to field the ball behind the bag at second, spun and made the throw, which bounced slightly away from the first baseman, Maddox. Amaral's aboard. He was thrown out on his 1 steal attempt last night. That was a strike him out, throw him out, and he was gunned down at third base on a perfect toss by James Skelton. Noel, the batter, Rico 261, 2 home runs, 17 runs batted in. Here's the set and the delivery, a called strike to Rico. It is 0-1. Third baseman Griffin, who has been predominantly a first baseman in his career, moving across the diamond occasionally this season. Over there guarding against the bunt. Amaral goes. The pitch is low and the throw is offline. Bo with a successful steal. The Barnstormers moving the runner into scoring position. And a 1-ball, 1 strike count to Rico Noel. this is the way the Barnstormers are going to have to play now, and I think Ross is having fun with it. Barnstormers trying to manufacture their runs and not just blast away. To Noel, 1-1 pitch coming, and that's off the outside corner for ball 2. First baseman Steve Clevenger waiting on deck. Amaral leads from second. The pitch to Noel. Ground ball shortstop. The runner will have to hold. Baca fires across the diamond. Noel retired 6-3 for the first out. And it does not advance Amaral to third, which means Clevenger will need a base hit to get the run home. Steve Clevenger, 3 for 14 with a pair of runs batted in. All 3 hits have been singles. Right fielder Cole Garner waiting on deck. Amaral leading from second, the motion, and a Clevenger. Foul ball back into the screen. It is 0-1. Steve still looking to get his timing down. Playing his first handful of games here in the 2017 season, joining the ball club upon the return from Texas. Amaral bouncing off second. Dupre will work to the plate. Clevenger takes a second strike on the outside corner. Dupre ahead, 0-2. Right-hander coming to the set, glancing back, and the 0-2 is down. Ball 1 to Clevenger. Steve with a key base hit in the 8th inning last night, a single to right that advanced Rico Noel to third from where he scored on the decisive wild pitch. Clevenger awaits the 1-2. The pitch swung on and missed. Looked like Dupre might have pulled the string on it. That's the second out, and it's up to Cole Garner. Garner, 225 with a couple of home runs and 8 knocked in. He hadn't been playing much over in Japan. Clevenger hadn't been playing at all. So you get the feeling the Barnstormers, for the moment in the 3 and 4 spots in the batting order, aren't going to get as much production as they will over the long haul out of those two. Garner hitless here last night, 225 on the year. The pitch to him breaks outside, ball 1 from Dupre. Barnstormers have not been able to build upon the leadoff single by Amaral and the subsequent stolen base. Runner still at second, now with 2 outs. The set and the pitch fired low. Garner batting 2-0. Sean Halton, the Lancaster third baseman, waits on deck. Wind is switched a bit today. It's blowing from right across to left. 2-0, foul ball back last night. What wind we had was blowing in. But this is more of an easterly breeze on this just eerily chilly July day. Only 62 degrees at game time. 2 balls, 1 strike on right fielder Cole Garner, looking to drive in the game's first run. Dupre misses low. 3-1. Halton waiting patiently in the on-deck circle. Not sure if he'll bat this inning or not. Ross Peoples coaching third. Josh Bell over at first. Amaral bounces off second. Here's the 3-1. Garner swings and misses at a high inside fastball. Might have been ball 4 there. Tough to tell from our somewhat detached vantage point. 3-2. We're high, which isn't a bad thing, but we're also well back. 3-2 to Cole Garner. Dupre ready to go. That's ball 4 outside on a fastball. Halton will get a chance. We mentioned Dupre has had trouble with the base on balls this season. That is number 42 he's allowed. Halton will step in. Sean 0 for 3 last night. He was hit by a pitch for the league-leading 9th time this year. The last time he batted, he lined to deep center. The hardest hit ball of the game, and it still came up about 30 feet short of the warning track. The ball did not travel last night at all, and I wouldn't expect it to travel very well here today either. Amaral leading off second. Garner, the runner at first, with 2 outs here in the opening inning. The pitch to Halton, taken for a strike on the inside corner. Sean in the first inning last night stepped in with the bases loaded and 1 out and went down looking on 3 straight pitches from the starter, Jonathan Pettibone. Dupre has him at 0-1 here. Lancaster trying to strike early. The pitch outside and low. Via Escuza pounces on it. Ball 1, strike 1 to Halton, who's batting only .214 in the season series against New Britain, but he does have 2 home runs, including a grand slam. Runners take their leads. Here's the 1-1. Halton swings through it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Barnstormers really haven't hit the ball well in this series. They manufactured their runs nicely last night. Halton bats 1-2. Dupre ready to go. Here's the pitch. It breaks just off the outside corner. Sean able to keep the bat back. The count goes to 2-2. Designated hitter Trayvon Robinson waits on deck. A week and a half or so ago, he was the hottest hitter going, but the leg injuries piled up again. Here's a 2-2. Halton watches it go by. Ball 3 is low. Amaral and Garner will be on the move. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Defense dropping back. Dupre looks at Amaral. Here's the payoff pitch. Line drive, base hit into left field. Bierfeld will play it, but Amaral is streaking around. He'll come in to score. The Barnstormers take the early 1-0 lead. Sean Halton driving in his 54th run of the season. Cole Garner stopping at second on the play. Trayvon Robinson with 5 home runs, 22 runs batted in. Robinson had that incredible stretch where he went 15 out of 25 in a 6-game hitting streak. And then the legs started bothering him once again. The pitch to Trayvon, a strike taken on the outer edge, 0-1. Left fielder Lastings Millage waiting on deck. Dupre comes set. Robinson swings and misses. And the right-hander has another batter at no balls and 2 strikes. That has not been all that uncommon here today. He was ahead of Amaral. He was ahead of Halton. Trayvon looking at a ball low. One and two with 2 aboard and 2 out. Dupre working out of the stretch. Next pitch to Robinson, below the knees, and ball 2. Sixth batter to step in for the Barnstormers in what is turning out to be a quite long top half of the first inning. 29 pitches for Brian Dupre. Runners again out to their lead.
Local flavor.
I get the impression we may have lost contact there momentarily. The Barnstormers have a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom half of the first inning. Sean Halton driving in a run. Our internet connection broke there for a little bit. I don't know how long I was out. Brian Evans on the hill today for the Barnstormers. This is his 17th start of the year. He has thrown 88 2/3 innings and allowed 106 hits, 49 runs, 48 have been earned. Evans has walked 17 and he has struck out 85. 6-3 is Evans' record with a 4.87 earned run average. Brian victorious in 5 out of his last 6 decisions. Man who has that 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio working now for the second consecutive year. Michael Baca leads off against him. Right-handed batting shortstop at 215. A home run and 9 runs batted in. Sharp one hopper right to the corner of the Lancaster Barnstormers dugout. And Jarrett Leverett charting in the dugout, making the play. Next offering, swing and a miss. Baca goes down 0-2. Evans will need 3 strikeouts today to tie Nate Reed for the number 4 spot on the all-time Barnstormers list. If he can somehow get 12, he'll catch Eric Ackerman for number 3. 12 is a tall order. A ball is outside to Baca, 1-2. Sean Halton plays third for the Barnstormers today. The shortstop is Nate Coronado. Rico Noel is at second. Steve Clevenger over at first. Lastings Millage, Bo Amaral, and Cole Garner, the outfield from left around to right. 1-2 in on the hands, and foul just clearing the screen back into the seats and into a throng of youngsters. 1 ball, 2 strikes continuing here. Anderson De La Rosa catching the day game. Tyler Clark had last night's contest. Here's a 1-2 offering. Little weak grounder foul over toward the Bees dugout. New Britain in yellow today. The Barnstormers are in red. Colorful day on the field as well as in the seats with all these youngsters. Still a ball and 2 strikes on Michael Baca. The motion, Evans' pitch popped up, and that will also get to the seats. The seats down below, which are largely empty. Baca 1 for 3 last night. He left for a pinch hitter in the 8th inning. And that pinch hitter, Tsuyoshi Fujiwara, struck out with runners at first and third. Again, 1-2 from Evans, a partial swing. He did not go, says David Speranza. The fastball was high. Baca really working the count here against Evans. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 6'3" right-hander from Mission Viejo, California, Brian Evans. Back into the wind. Here's the 2-2. That is low. And the count has gone to full. Remember, Evans does not walk many. 17 this year in 88 2/3 innings, 27 last year in all but a full season. 3-2 pitch. That's strike 3 on the outside corner. Baca down looking on a fastball. It took 9 pitches for Evans to get there. 1 away, and Jake McWiggin will step in. Meanwhile, John Grasso and the batter Baca appear to be getting into it slightly. McWiggin, the product of Harvard University, batting .203 for the year with 2 home runs and 11 driven in. 1 out, nobody on base. Evans will deliver. That's a strike. It is 0-1. Barnstormers pitchers struck out 11 last night. They've averaged more than 10 a game against the Bees for the season. Ground ball, foul into the camera well, attached to the third base dugout. No balls, 2 strikes on McWiggin. Jovan Rosa, the designated hitter, waiting on deck. The bearded Evans peering in, getting the signal, the motion and the pitch, in on the hands and foul to the net. 2 strikes continuing on McWiggin. MC capital Guiggan. Evans back. That's a swing and a miss. Make it 2. And Brian Evans needs just 1 more to tie for 4th place on the all-time list. Nate Reed, over the course of the season, jumped ahead of Pete Andrelzik and Dwayne Pollock to get into the number 4 spot all-time. And Evans has also exceeded those 2. The offering to Rosa hit high in the air out to center. Back goes Amaral. He will square up underneath to make the catch. The ball is traveling a little bit better here today. Nothing across in the lower half of the first inning. We're done with 1. The Barnstormers leading by a 1-0 score.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Lastings Millage, Anderson De La Rosa, and Nate Coronado scheduled against Brian Dupre as we go to the Second inning, Millage leading off, the affable Barnstormers outfielder. Enjoying a quick hello chat with the plate umpire, John Grasso. Lasting's 0 for 4 last night. He's hitless now his last 4 games. 285 with 29 runs batted in and taking a strike from Dupre. Barnstormers right-handed batting outfielder, awaiting the next offering. And that is a ball. High and inside. Defense playing Lasting straight away. Next offering, ground ball, third base. One long hop to Griffin. He'll fire on. Millage is out, 5-3. Anderson De La Rosa stepping in. De La Rosa with the night off last night. He is a .269 hitter with 3 homers and 28 runs batted in. De La Rosa's specialty has been the 2-base hit. He leads the ball club with 21. He has 10 of them in his last 16 games. 1 out, nobody on board. De La Rosa, the man from Barquisimeto, Venezuela, digging back in. A lot of room up the middle. Dupre expected to field his spot on the mound. De La Rosa gets a strike. It is 0-1. Dupre has been able to get ahead of hitters with a fair amount of regularity today. And a second strike to Anderson, 0-2. He had to throw 31 pitches ultimately in that first inning. Singles by Amaral and Halton, and Cole Garner with a lengthy walk. Here's the 0-2. De La Rosa swings and misses, down on 3 pitches here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring on the shortstop, Nate Coronado, batting .355 with 6 runs batted in. And he passes along his greetings to both Grasso and Villa Escuza as well. Talking to a couple of guys last night, they feel Coronado, not just the results, but he's actually swinging the bat the best on this ball club right now. He takes a pitch off the inside corner, ball 1. 4 extra base hits. The next delivery is taken for ball 2. Coronado has the count in his favor. Bo Amaral, the center fielder, suddenly red hot at the plate, waits on deck. Coronado checks on the 2-0, but the breaking ball is there. Dupre working with a count of 2-1. He's working very quickly. He comes back. Coronado pops it up foul out of play. A 2-2 count. Coronado with a base hit leading off the 5th inning last night. Eventually scored on a single by Amaral, but he also had stolen second and taken third on a bad throw. Up and in. The count to full on Nate Coronado. Here's the payoff from Dupre, and he'll give up the walk. That's the second for the Barnstormers today. Coronado, among other things at the plate, has shown a fairly discerning eye. It's only the second time that he's officially walked, but he hasn't seemed to chase too many bad pitches either. So we're going to have Garrett Weber in for Amaral. So we'll have to have some defensive changes as well. Makes me wonder what may have happened here. A called strike on Weber. Look down, there's a right-handed batter stepping in. There goes the runner. The pitch is taken, and the throw to second is high. Coronado with his second steal of the series and his 4th of the season. 2 strikes, though, on Garrett Weber, trying to drive in the Barnstormers' second run of the ball game. Lancaster with its 5th steal successfully in this series. The offering to Garrett is outside, ball one. Weber 1 for 4 here last night. We'll have to see how the defense shifts. 1-2, breaking ball is upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dupre really seems to be having trouble putting hitters away. Largely getting ahead in the count or getting 2 strikes on most batters. To Weber. Here's a 2-2 line center field, and racing in is Henshaw. He can't come up with a cleanly throw to the plate, will be late on Coronado. Henshaw sprinting in and could only knock that ball down. The Barnstormers take a 2-0 lead on the RBI base hit for Henshaw. Or in front of Henshaw, I should say, for Garrett Weber pinch hitting. Rico Noel stepping in with Weber at first and 2 gone. I didn't see where anything would have happened to Amaral necessarily. Inside and high, look out Rico. He's been hit 8 times, Halton 9. Corey Vaughn of the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs has been plunked 8 times. They're the top 3 in the league. Weber will take third. Halton will go, I would imagine, to left, and Lastings Millage will take over in center. Cut on and missed entirely by Noel. 1 ball and 1 strike here. Barnstormers with a 2-out RBI single for the 2nd consecutive inning. Halton in the 1st. Weber here in the 2nd. Noel with a swing and a foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weber picking up his 36th run batted in of the season and his first since last Monday. And his first RBI hit since before the All-Star break. He had 3 runs batted in at Sugar Land on 2 bases loaded walks and a sac fly. Noel goes down swinging. Pitch up and into him. Dupre fans his third, but Lancaster tacks on another 2-out run. 1 run, 1 hit here with no errors and a man left. We'll go to the bottom half of the 2nd inning, 2-0 in favor of the Barnstormers. Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium, where for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays, where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
The Barnstormers make changes, but not the ones I projected. I overlooked the obvious. Rico Noel, by trade, historically an outfielder. He moves to center. Garrett Weber takes second. Craig Maddox, the first baseman for the Bees today, leads off the home second. Brian Evans into his motion. He fires wide of the plate. Ball one, no strikes. Bo Amaral just taken out as a precaution here. Doesn't appear to be anything serious. Maddox takes a strike. It is 1-1. Craig 1 for 4 last night. He had a bloop hit down the left field line in the midst of the run-scoring 6th inning. High fly ball here. Hit pretty well. Noel gliding back toward right center. That ball is going to carry a bit today. Noel there in front of the track to make the play. Maddox flying out. One gone. The left fielder Connor Bierfeld will step in. Bierfeld has been a very dangerous hitter in the middle of this New Britain batting order, generally in the 5 or 6 slot. Today batting 5th. 264 for him with 15 home runs. And he has knocked in 42. He walked once last night and struck out twice. Evans will go to work and deliver a strike on Bierfeld. It is 0-1. Brian Evans operating with a 2-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. He'll come back and find the outside corner very quickly ahead of Bierfeld at 0-2. Bierfeld with 3 of his home runs against the Barnstormers. He's knocked in only 4 on the season in this season series. Jamar Walton, similar numbers, 4 home runs, but only 6 runs batted in. Evans comes back, the 0-2, swing and a miss, and now Brian is tied with Nate Reed for 4th on the all-time strikeout list. Center fielder Jordan Hinshaw will step in. Hinshaw last night was 0 for 2, but had a fairly productive evening. He walked a couple of times, reached on an error, and lined out to the second baseman. He has become the toughest out in this New Britain batting order. Evans goes to work against him, and the first pitch is cut on and missed. Brian ahead, no balls and a strike. In Evans' other start against the Bees, he picked up a win 14-9. That was the night Garrett Weber hit the 3 home runs. 8 hits allowed, and 5 runs. He struck out 5. Bouncer up and over the Barnstormers dugout off the hands of Tyler Clark. And all the runs came in the 5th inning for New Britain against Evans. And that's not all that unusual. Brian has that one bad inning. And if you could somehow correct that one issue with Brian, he would, I think, jump to the top of the pack and be the best pitcher in this league among the starters. Here comes the 1-2. High and tight on Hinshaw. The count will square, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you were to take one inning out of every Brian Evans start, I would imagine his ERA might be below 1.5. Into the dirt, suddenly 3-2 on Hinshaw. Jamar Walton, the right fielder, waits on deck. Suddenly it is 3-2 on the center fielder Hinshaw. Evans comes back, and that's strike 3 called. He is fan 4. 2 flyouts to center, 4 strikeouts, and Evans clean through 2. We'll go to the 3rd inning with the score: the Lancaster Barnstormers 2 and the New Britain Bees 0. Lancaster Bible College has been around since 1933, but did you know that they offer degrees in much more than just Bible? LBC offers degrees in criminal justice, business, professional counseling, and more, as well as graduate and seminary degrees in areas like Christian care, chaplaincy, education, and leadership studies. To learn more about LBC and the programs they offer, visit lbc.edu. That's lbc.edu.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz. We have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Steve Clevenger to lead off the Barnstormers half of the third inning. He struck out back in the first. Brian Dupre ready to go. And the first offering is elevated foul over on the third base side up into the seats. No balls and 1 strike. Cole Garner and Sean Halton following. Lancaster with a 2-0 lead here in the third. Dupre back into the motion. And Clevenger pops this one up on the third base side as well. But this on the diamond. Right there is John Griffin to make the catch. 1 away. Cole Garner coming to the plate. Garner a walk back in the first inning. Barnstormers with 3 singles and the 2 runs on the board. Club has generated no power in this series at all. Last night, a double down the left field line by Amaral. That was the only extra base hit on either side last night. Garner with a foul ball back into the net. It is 0-1. Ball seems to be traveling better here today. The Barnstormers haven't taken anything deep. They've just been slapping the ball around a bit. To Garner, it's upstairs, a ball and a strike. Lancaster again not able to hit on the field today. Hopefully tomorrow. Breaking ball outside and low. And the edge to Cole, 2-1. Dupre had the first 2 outs last inning on 4 or 5 pitches and still ended up throwing 21. 2-1 delivery. Garner rolls that off the mound toward the middle. Up with it is Baca on the quick scoop, and he'll fire on to get Garner. 2 outs here in the third. Halton stepping in. Sean with a base hit to drive in the game's first run. Liner over the head of the shortstop Baca back in the first inning. That plated Bo Amaral. We certainly hope that Amaral is going to be okay, and early reports are very encouraging. He was lifted from the game for a pinch hitter in the top of last inning. To Halton, inside. Not all that far away from being his 10th bruise of the season. 1-0 fastball upstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. Trayvon Robinson waiting on deck. Dupre does work at a really good tempo. To Halton, ball 3 is low. They'll ask for help. Dave Speranza gives none. 3 balls and no strikes. Dupre is a guy who gets the ball back. He's ready to go again. 3-0 pitch. Halton has the green light, swinging a foul at the plate. Now 3-1. He had one objective in mind right there on the 3-0, and that's to hit a ball to the parking lot. Dupre back, the 3-1 offering. Sharp one hopper handled by Baca back on the outfield grass. His throw is good at first base. Good stretch by Maddox. And Brian Dupre has a perfect third inning. Nothing across for the Lancaster Barnstormers. We're done with 2.5 with Lancaster ahead by a 2-0 score.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum in Cooperstown. See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Hey, Barnstormers fan, be in the know as soon as it happens. We have a number of social media options for you to stay in touch with everything Stormers. Know what Silo's up to, the latest player moves, game results, schedule changes, and be the first to get in on surprise flash deals. Or simply buy our tickets or ask us questions. So like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, watch us on YouTube, and be a part of the growing Barnstormers family on social media.
In the Battle of the Bryans this afternoon, Evans with the 2-0 lead over Dupre. Brian Evans to face Jamar Walton as we get the bottom of the third underway. Walton 279, 9 home runs, 33 driven in. 4 of his home runs against the Barnstormers this year, including 3 in the same game back on May 21st. He has done it at Clipper Magazine Stadium this year, as has the Barnstormers' second baseman, Garrett Weber. But Weber, an anomaly, the only right-handed batter to have a 3-home run game in Lancaster in the 12 and a half years at Clipper Magazine Stadium. Here's the wind by Evans. First pitch is a strike to the inside corner on Walton. It is 0-1. Walton last night struck out in his first at bat. That was with the bases loaded against Kaohe Downing in the 6th inning. Was walked intentionally the second time around, and Scott Schumann got the pinch hitter Fujiwara on strikes afterwards. Fouled away. Walton bats 0-2 here. John Griffin and Ivan Villa-Escuza to follow. 0-2, ground ball toward the middle. Hustling over as Coronado can't get there. Walton has the 2-strike base hit, and the leadoff man is on here in the 3rd inning for the New Britain Bees. John Griffin will come to the plate, the 3rd baseman for New Britain today. Griffin, after 2 years of driving in a lot of clutch runs against the Barnstormers, finally picked up his first RBI of the season series last night on a bases-loaded walk in the 6th inning. 252 overall for Griffin with 3 home runs, 26 driven in. He's only 2 out of 24 against the Lancaster staff this year. He was injured and missed one of the series. Walton is aboard. Evans will go to work on Griffin. The pitch is lifted foul down the right side. Evans getting ahead in the count, 0-1. The catcher Villa-Escuza waits on deck. Jonathan Griffin, the 6'6 resident of Bradenton, Florida. Digging back in. Evans having to throw from the stretch for the first time in the game. Walton, the runner at first, not a big base stealer. He's not going, and the pitch is inside. Ball 1. 1-1 to Griffin. Evans had retired 6 straight coming into this inning, 4 of those on strikes. They'll work out of the stretch. 1-1. Griffin with a high fly ball, right center field. Backtracking is Noel. He will record his second put out and the 3rd for Lancaster center fielders in the game. Griffin's retired. Villa-Escuza will step in. James Skelton's understudy, hitting .240 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Villa-Escuza, a veteran of Mexican League Baseball. He is a switch hitter. He'll step in from the left side against Evans. Lancaster will set the infield at double play depth once again. Walton, the runner at first base, now with 1 out in the inning. Right-hander comes set, and to Villa-Escuza. A ball is low. Walton's going to go. He gets a great jump. The pitch swung on and missed. Throw by De La Rosa is perfect, but no chance. Jamar Walton, just his second stolen base of the year, and he got an incredible jump off Brian Evans. The runner is moved into scoring position. The count on Villa Escuza is 1 ball, 1 strike. Villa Escuza's hit the Barnstormers fairly well in the games he has played. He's 4 for 14. Walton leads off second. Evans to the plate. This is skied down the left field line, curling well foul. Evans ahead 1-2. Shortstop Michael Baca waits on deck. Walton read Evans beautifully. He was off about 4 steps before Evans delivered the pitch. Now to Villa Escuza. Ball 2 is upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ryan working to protect a 2-0 lead. Weber back on the grass over on the right side. Coronado not quite at shortstop. The Villa Escuza swung on and missed. That's number 5 for Brian Evans. Back around to the top of the order in Baca. 2 outs. Walton at second base. 90 strikeouts on the season for Evans. He entered play today, tied for 4th with Somerset's David Kubiak. And he's now jumped into 3rd, passing Corey Reardon to Bridgeport as well. Only Jonathan Albaladejo and Gabby Hernandez are ahead of Brian. Pitch stays high to Baca, ball 1-0. Barnstormers runs have both scored on 2-out singles. Baca will try to match it with one of his own here today. Walton leads off second. It's a ball and no strikes. Evans to the plate. He's wide, 2-0. Second baseman Jake McGuigan waits on deck. Evans comes back, pours the 2-0 pitch right through the zone. Baca looks at it, the count to 2-1. Ground single up the middle for Jamar Walton. Later stealing second base. Here's a 2-1. Baca ground ball to third, takes a huge hop. Halton sticks with it, deals across the diamond, and Evans pitches his way through the inning. For the Bees, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Walton stranded in scoring position. Will hit the 4th inning today. Lancaster still leads by a score of 2-0.
After you juggle the kids, sports, homework, housework, and squeeze in a moment for yourself, there isn't much time left to plan activities to keep your family having fun together. So give yourself a break and head to Strasburg Railroad, where the 45-minute steam train ride is just the beginning. There are family-friendly train events, vintage baseball, shop tours, a steampunk weekend, plus our popular Day Out with Thomas trains. The fun is as endless as your imagination. Reserve your tickets at strasburgrailroad.com.
The Federal Tap House is a great place to stop by after a Barnstormers game and continue your enjoyable evening in downtown Lancaster. Featuring 100 beers on tap, including many craft beers from here in Central PA, the Federal Tap House has something for everyone's palate, not to mention a full bar and elegant wine selection for the non-beer geeks in the group. For the entire lineup of brews, check online at federaltaphouse.com. That's at Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street, just blocks from Clipper Magazine Stadium, or at their other location in Harrisburg.
2 runs on 3 hits with no errors, 3 left for the Barnstormers today. And the New Britain Bees, no runs on 1 hit with error-free baseball and 1 man stranded. Trayvon Robinson starting off the 4th inning. Robinson grounded into a force play, ending the 1st. Lancaster has been able to manufacture runs very well here today. A lack of extra base hits, but a couple of 2-out RBI singles. Those are critical. There's a pitch to Trayvon. It floats inside from Brian Dupre. Ball 1-0. Dupre has walked 2. One of those came home to score. To Robinson, hard hit ground ball, base hit into right field. Trayvon aboard to start off the 4th inning. A fully healthy Trayvon Robinson. You might see stealing a base here. But I don't know if the Barnstormers are going to want to take any chances. They need Robinson and Millage available every day and for the last significant part of this season. Both have been nursing some tender muscles in the legs, and you don't want to risk a complete blowout. But in any championship run, I would think for this ball club, Robinson and Millage are going to have to play a fairly big role, especially now. Pitch is high to Lastings, ball 1 and no strikes. Robinson 11 for 12, stealing bases on the season. But it's been a while. The set and the Lastings. Ground ball slowly hit on the right side. Digging it up is McQuiggan. His only play is at first. Millage advancing the runner. 4-3. Robinson ahead to second. Anderson De La Rosa comes around. De La Rosa, a 3-pitch strikeout back in the 2nd inning. Barnstormers get another runner into scoring position. They've played small ball in this series without playing small ball. We haven't necessarily seen the sacrifice bunt or the hit and run, but they have been moving the runners along. Stealing bases has been part of it. They have 5 in now 12 1/3 innings. De La Rosa trying to get Trayvon Robinson home with a 3rd Barnstormer run. 2-0 here in the 4th. Dupre looking back at Robinson. The pitch to De La Rosa popped up behind shortstop. Back on it is Baca, and that's out number 2. Only 5 pitches thrown by Dupre here in the 4th inning. Nate Coronado will dig in. Coronado walked and scored back in the 2nd. 6 runs batted in for Coronado, but he's also crossed the plate 5 times. Playing in his 11th Barnstormer game, his 10th start. Looking to pick up Trayvon Robinson from second base here in the 4th inning. Dupre glancing back at the lead runner. The pitch, line drive right to Baca. Coronado, a good swing, but the ball sent directly at the shortstop, right into his glove. And it's a 6-pitch inning for Dupre. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. Bottom half of the 4th inning will come around. Lancaster leading by a score of 2-0.
Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg is your hometown appliance store with hometown values. We always give back to our community, and this year we are proud to be a sponsor of the East Petersburg Amphitheater Project. Stop in and purchase from us and keep your money here, helping others in your community. We are back again this season with a $25,000 giveaway at the stadium, and you can stop in and register for a Barnstormers game jersey. We want to be your appliance store and give back to all of you. Gockenauer Appliances in East Petersburg.
Hey, Jane, check it out. 2 brand new Fast Play games from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yeah, you just pick your game, get your ticket, and see if you've won.
And with Payday, you could win progressive top prizes instantly.
Instantly? That's fast.
Not faster than me drinking this frozen slush.
You okay?
Ouch. Headache.
Oh.
Fast Play. Play fast, win instantly. The Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Jake McWiggin, Jovan Rosa, and Craig Maddox will come to the plate as we hit the bottom half of the 4th inning today at New Britain Stadium. Barnstormers ahead by the 2-0 score, a 2-1 win for Lancaster here last night, with the tie-breaking tally coming in the top half of the 8th. McWiggin leading off. He was a strikeout victim in the first against Evans, one of the 5 so far for Bryan. First pitch is fouled to the right and out of play. We have a count of 0-1. Yusuke Kajimoto sitting this one out. Next delivery, well outside, a ball and a strike. Well, they've got a bench of Skelton, Kajimoto, Krause, although he's unlikely. Line drive, that is a fair ball down the left field side, headed toward the corner. Millage will collect it. McWiggin on his way to second. He'll be in standing with a double here in the 4th inning. Designated hitter Jovan Rosa will come to the plate, 2nd inning in a row that the New Britain Bees have picked up a leadoff base hit. McWiggin's 4th double of the season, producing the 2-bagger, a ball and a strike, the first extra base hit for New Britain in the series. The Barnstormers only have the one on the Amaral double last night. Rosa standing and he flied to center his first time up. Evans to the plate, and he delivers low, ball 1. Maddox waiting on deck. We'll see if Evans can work his way out of trouble here in the 4th inning. DeRosa curls back to the inside corner, and now a 1-ball-1-strike count. And this is a key moment for Evans. Again, we know that there are stretches where he can dominate. That's undeniable. DeRosa, a second strike, 1-2. Quick check back. Rosa gets ball 2 up and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McWiggin, 0 for 1 stealing on the year. Leads off second, not going anywhere. Rosa with a line drive, base hit into right field. Daisuke Yoshida holding McWiggin at third as Garner fires in. So this indicative of that one hurdle that Evans needs to overcome. He's given up back-to-back hits now in the 4th inning, and he's in trouble. Runners at first and third, nobody out. Craig Maddox will come to the plate. Maddox fly to center field back in the 2nd inning. At Sugar Land last Wednesday, in Evans' last start, he was cruising. He had a tremendous game going, and it may have been the heat getting to him there. But all of a sudden, 4 straight hits in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fortunately, the home run came first, and the 3rd single couldn't drive in a run, so he came out of it with the 3-1 lead, and that lead held. Maddox digs in. Evans to the plate. He is outside and low. Ball one, no strikes. Left fielder Connor Bierfeld waits on deck. It'd be nice to see Brian get past this inning today and this type of inning overall. A check swing. Maddox couldn't hold in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. McQuiggan, the runner at third. Rosa aboard at first with nobody out in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Barnstormers will concede a run here in exchange for outs. Evans going to work on Maddox. 1-1 pitch, popped up foul, out of play. Ryan gaining the advantage at 1-2. Opposing batters hitting .325 this year with runners in scoring position against Evans. One ball, 2 strikes on Craig Maddox with runners at the corners. Evans to the set. Maddox will go after it and sky this foul over on the third base side and on into the seats, well back. Halton angled back. Millage darted in, but no play. Still 1-2 to Maddox. Coronado and Weber looking for a double play possibility. 1-2, and the pitch fouled away again. Maddox, the player coach for the Bees, sticking around. He came with Stan, as did Rosa, as did Walton from Southern Maryland. And I believe Skelton also up here to New Britain. 1-2 still to Maddox. Evans to the plate. Crowds him inside. 2-2. De La Rosa giving Evans the signal. Right-hander comes set. 2-2. Fouled back to the screen. Maddox will not go away. Evans will not give in. We stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. First and third with none gone. Maddox awaiting the 2-2. Evans to the plate. Ball 3 is high. It's sailed on him. Now a full count, and you might see Rosa take off here. He doesn't run often, believe me. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Craig Maddox. Difficult situation for the Barnstormers here in the bottom of inning 4. Evans will go to work. Maddox gets ball 4 outside. A rare walk issued by Evans, and now the bases are loaded for Connor Bierfeld. Bierfeld, a strikeout victim, back in inning 2. Scott Patterson decides it's time to visit the mound. Can Evans get through this inning without multiple runs scoring? Patterson trying to hatch a plan. You've got the right-handed batting Bierfeld stepping in. The strikeout here is certainly possible with Bierfeld. He went down back in the 2nd inning, but a big extra base hit is also very possible. McQuiggan at third, Rosa at second, Maddox at first. Nobody out in the bottom half of the 4th inning. The Bees with a chance not only to get back in the game, but even to take the lead here in the fourth inning. Evans will deal and get a swing and a miss out of Bierfeld on an off-speed pitch. It is 0-1. Bierfeld going down to a knee. Connor Bierfeld has that all-or-nothing reputation. He's hit for a better average this year than he did during his days in the Orioles organization. And from Torrington, Connecticut, not all that far away. Swing and a miss. Evans has him 0-2. Bierfeld last year hit a combined .256, 20 home runs, 57 runs batted in the Baltimore system. 0-2. Evans will go back to work. He misses outside. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. In 2014, he batted .196. In 15, he hit .227 at the single-A level. But again, with home runs and a lot of runs batted in. The 1-2 delivery is low, knocked down by De La Rosa. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not a desperate situation necessarily for Brian Evans here in the fourth, but certainly a perilous one. Bierfeld batting 2-2. Evans ready to go. That pitch is lined to left center field and in for a base hit. It will score 1. They'll keep the bases loaded. Bierfeld driving in a run, his 43rd of the season, and that after Evans had gotten ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Now the toughest out in this batting order, Jordan Hinshaw will step in. Hinshaw struck out looking back in the second. Evans had a 5th inning like this, his other start against the New Britain Bees. Back on June the 27th, he couldn't get out of it before giving up 5 runs on 7 hits. Rosa to third, Maddox to second, and the pitch to Hinshaw, a strike on the inside corner. It is 0-1. 64 pitches thrown by Evans through 3+ innings. He has yet to get an out here in the fourth after sailing through 3. Back to work is Evans, and he misses too close. Hinshaw batting at a ball and a strike. Jamar Walton looms on deck. Lancaster's lead now at 2-1 here in the fourth inning. But when Evans gets in trouble, he noticeably slows down on the mound. 1-1, swung on and missed. He has Hinshaw 1-2. A double, 2 singles, and a walk in the inning. Evans has already thrown 25 pitches here in the fourth. He's got Hinshaw at a ball and 2 strikes. De La Rosa trying to coax him through it. Here's the 1-2, high and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Three on, none out. New Britain playing for a big inning. Here's Evans with the 2-2 high over the head of the right-handed batting Hinshaw. The count fills at 3-2. He has to throw a strike here. Barnstormers certainly don't want to have to get anybody throwing in the bullpen. Big pitch right now, 3-2 to Hinshaw. Evans peering in, getting the signal from De La Rosa. Runners lead from everywhere, and that is ball 4. He walked him. The pitch didn't miss by much. Hinshaw will pick up the RBI as Rosa comes across. 2 walks in the inning from Brian Evans. Jamar Walton will come to the plate. The bases are still loaded with nobody out after 28 pitches here in the fourth inning. And Tyler Clark heads down to get somebody warmed up. You wish you could find an answer. First offering to Walton, slapped inside the first base bag down the line. This will get 2 home. Maddox scores. Bierfeld is coming. On to third goes Hinshaw. Walton doubles in 2, and it's now 4-2 New Britain. In a sudden and dramatic turnaround here in the bottom half of the 4th inning, and there is still nobody out with John Griffin coming to the plate. It is inexplicable. And if Evans can survive the 4th, he probably has 2 or 3 more 1, 2, 3 innings in him. Hinshaw at third, Walton at second, Griffin standing in. The Barnstormers bring the infield close. New Britain with a 4-run 4th inning, and still nobody retired. Here's the pitch to Griffin, driven foul to the right and out of play. It is 0-1. Barnstormers with a right-hander throwing in the bullpen. It would be, I would imagine, either Kuchno or Hively, but I can't see. There's an obstruction in the way. Here's the 0-1 on Griffin. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. And Evans has been ahead of a number of hitters. He was ahead of Maddox. He was ahead of Bierfeld. He was ahead of Hinshaw. And now he's ahead of Griffin. He had 2 strikes on each of those 3 I mentioned previously. Nothing in 2. And to Griffin, it is high. Ball 1, 2 strikes. The biggest inning given up by the Barnstormers all year, 8. That was Southern Maryland off Nate Reed. There's a swing and a miss. Perhaps it can settle down now. 6th strikeout for Evans on the day. 2nd and 3rd with 1 away. The batter is Ivan Villa Escuza, a strikeout victim in the 3rd. Man, if you could get through this one hurdle, this one struggle that Evans has, I'd love to see how far he could go. The pitch to Villa Escuza, spun foul, straight back and out of play. It is 0-1. He had a 1-hitter coming into this 4th inning, and the first 6 batters reach base. 4 runs are home. Now 1 out and a 1-strike count on Villa Escuza. Infield still playing tight. Hinshaw, the lead runner. Upstairs, the count is 1-1. 35 pitches thrown in this 4th inning. First base open, but at this stage you're looking just to get outs. The Villa Escuza 1-1 spins him around. 2 balls and a strike. The big blow, the double by Walton. Smashed inside the bag at first. Clevenger didn't have time to react to it. 2 doubles, 2 singles, 2 walks in the inning. Two balls, 1 strike. Is on the way. The pitch, Villa Escuza with a swing and a miss. We get to 2-2. And it wouldn't be out of the question for Evans just to reel off 2 quick outs here and get out of the inning. He's done that before also. Two balls, 2 strikes. 1 out in the inning. Evans to Villa Escuza. This is hit high down the right field line. Into foul territory comes Garner. He's going to make the catch. Hinshaw, long way up the line from third. And if he had kept going, he was going to be an out because Garner made a perfect throw. Villascusa fouls out. That is the second out of the inning. Michael Baca becomes the 9th B to step in. He is 0 for 2 on the day. Among all of Cole Garner's other attributes, I had forgotten how good his arm is. But that was quite a strike in from foul territory along the right field line. Hinshaw remains at third, Walton at second. Here is Baca. Evans ready to go, and he is on the inside corner, strike one. Bryan settling back down as if nothing had happened. Working on picking up the third out in a row. Baca, the 0-1 offering, fouled over the screen and out of play. That's the second strike, but it's also the 40th pitch of the inning. 0-2. Lancaster will have the top of the order up in the 5th inning. Brian Dupre has had quite a long rest here. No balls, 2 strikes. Evans with a pickoff throw to third. You don't see many of those. Back in Hinshaw. Two strikes on Baca. Evans returns to work on Baca. Here's the 0-2. It sails high. Ball 1 and 2 strikes. Well, even if Evans gets out of this and sails through the 5th inning, I don't know if he'll go beyond 5. One and 2 to Baca. 2 runners in scoring position. Evans to the plate. Foul to the screen. And on we go. Evans, through the first 3 innings, had thrown only 41 pitches, retiring 9 of 10 batters that he faced, 5 on strikes. 42 pitches now in the 4-run 4th. Michael Baca batting at 1 and 2. Evans getting the sign from Anderson De La Rosa. Baca will back away. Evans looking to shut it down here and get the Barnstormers back into the batter's box. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the motion and the pitch. He got him, a swing and a miss. So just like that, 3 straight outs, but that's after 6 straight reach base. 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits, no errors, and 2 men were marooned. We'll head to the 5th inning at long last with the score, the New Britain Bees 4 and the Lancaster Barnstormers 2.
We can't help but always want more, especially on the road. More horsepower, heightened handling, elevated design. Get more out of your drive with the Lexus IS. Bold styling, track-tuned handling, available 306 horsepower. Experience the exhilaration of the IS 350, IS all-wheel drive, and IS Turbo. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.
Enjoy baseball and music this summer at Clipper Magazine Stadium. No matter what your taste in music might be, we have a night for you. Rock, oldies, country, funk, jazz, we have it all covered over 8 weekend nights this season. Each of those evenings will kick off with a Barnstormers game at 6:30. Following the baseball action, music will take the spotlight to complete our entertainment doubleheader. Check your Lancaster Barnstormers pocket schedule or our website at www.lancasterbarnstormers.com to check out the concert dates. Barnstormers Baseball. Make a night of it.
Garrett Weber leads off the fifth for the Barnstormers against Brian Dupre, who's working with a 2-run lead. Dupre misses upstairs. Ball 1, no strikes. Dupre has allowed 4 singles, and he has walked 2. Weber with an RBI base hit as a pinch hitter back in the second inning. He stayed in the game at second base. Called strike to him. It's 1-1. Rico Noel and Steve Clevenger will follow. Dupre bends a breaking ball outside. 2 balls and a strike. That fourth inning off to a promising beginning for the Barnstormers on a leadoff single by Trayvon Robinson. It ended up being a disaster. Weber goes down the right field line deep, chasing it into foul ground is Jamar Walton, and no play available. It is 2-2. Weber has that very good opposite field power. That ball slicing foul and hit maybe 290 feet down the line. Dupre peering in, getting the sign from Ivan Villa-Escuza, his battery mate. Here comes the 2-2. Ball 3 is low to Garrett. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Robinson led off the fourth inning with a single off of Dupre, and then the 3 outs came on 4 or 5 pitches. Weber takes a leadoff walk. Ball 4 is high. Back come the Barnstormers here in the fifth. Rico Noel stepping in. And then the bottom of the fourth rolled around, and Evans was all out of whack. The first 6 batters reaching base, producing 4 runs. And then just like that, Evans got it all back together and retired 3 in a row. Noel digs in. He's 0 for 2 on the day against Dupre. Right-hander comes set, and Rico smashes a foul behind Josh Bell, who's now coaching third. It is 0-1. Infield set, double play depth for the Bees. Weber leading off, and the pitch is high, a ball, 1-1. Garrett Weber, not a base-stealing threat necessarily. The Barnstormers lost a lot in the transition with Amaral coming out of the game. Again, they don't expect it to be anything major, just day-to-day, and I'm not even sure the nature of it. 1-1, Noel hits a high fly ball down the left field line going foul. Well out of play, 1-2. Trying to keep a rally going for the Barnstormers is Noel here in the fifth inning. See if Lancaster can use that leadoff walk and swing it right back around. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Noel. The offering just off the outside corner. 2-2. 79 pitches for Dupre. We're operating at nearly a 3-hour pace. 2-2. Noel with a swing, and there's a drive deep down the left field line that is going to go foul. This one had home run distance, but Noel couldn't keep it straightened out. And he will come back at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rico coming close to tying the game. Still 2-2. Dupre back to the set, and it's ball 3 upstairs. Now the Barnstormers have to decide whether or not to put Weber on the move. Noel does strike out a fair amount. I would be inclined not to here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Weber does take off, and the pitch is popped up. Shallow left field. Baca going back, and now he returns to the infield dirt to make the catch. Weber with plenty of time to get back into first base. 1 out. Steve Clevenger, the batter. He is 0 for 2. Well, the Barnstormers finally drive something for distance, and it hooks just foul. We're going to get a mound visit here from Gil Blair, as Dupre's pitch totals are pretty high. The left-handed batting Clevenger digging in with Weber at first and 1 out. (4-2) New Britain. In case you went away for a while, the Bees exploded in the home half of the 4th inning. 2 doubles, 2 singles, 2 walks, producing 4 runs. Lancaster trying to come back. Weber gets a good jump. The pitch is a called strike, and Garrett will be in with his 2nd steal. That is the 3rd swipe for the Barnstormers in the game today. Steve Clevenger looking to pick up 1 run at least here. No balls and a strike the count. That pitch was on the inside corner. Defense playing Clevenger straight away, and there's nothing else you can do. The pitch from Dupre runs outside. Ball 1, strike 1. Steve today has struck out, and he has popped a 3rd. The Barnstormers have not hit much hard in this game at all against Dupre. 4 pretty well scattered singles. There was the 1 foul ball by Noel. To Clevenger, 2-0. He pops up another one. Griffin coming over toward the seats, but that will be into the crowd. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cole Garner, the Barnstormers right fielder, waits on deck. Clevenger, the first baseman, digging back in. Ahead in the count still, 2-1. Weber, the runner in scoring position. Dupre comes to the set, and to Clevenger. It is fouled at the plate, 2-2. Barnstormers have not scored more than a run in any 1 inning in this entire series. But they may need to now this afternoon. Down by 2. It's going to be tough to put together 3 single-run innings. Out of 5, of course, possible. And if you're Lancaster, you really don't want any long extra inning affairs right now. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Steve Clevenger. Dupre ready to go. The pitch, slapped foul pass first. This battle continuing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A walk and a steal so far this inning. Here's the set by Dupre, the pitch. Little looper on the right side. Back goes McGuigan to surround it. Well, the Barnstormers are popping up a lot in this ball game today. That is the 4th in the last 3 innings, popped to an infielder. Here is Cole Garner. He has walked and grounded to short. Two out of 8 with runners in scoring position today for the Barnstormers. That's not bad. to Garner, swung on, lined, and right again at the left fielder Bierfeld. He did that last night too. It'll end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Barnstormers leave one. We'll go to the bottom half of the fifth today. New Britain with a 4-2 edge.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Well, the 43-pitch fourth inning prompts the Barnstormers to go to the bullpen for the fifth. First time all year that Brian Evans has not lasted 5 innings in a start. He comes out after 4, giving up 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 7. And again, it's a puzzle with Evans why it is that in almost any start that Evans makes, the base runners are clustered together in one short stretch that may seem like it lasts an eternity. But it's the difference between Evans having an ERA down in the maybe 2.5 range and the ERA as it is up around 5. Is because in any given game, the base runners are all clustered together. And the case 6 in a row reaching in the bottom of the fourth, and then he rallied to get 3 straight outs with nothing else coming across after runners were at second and third with nobody out. Here is McQuiggan, who got the fourth inning started with a double to left. He's facing R.J. Hively, and R.J. misses high for ball 1. It is 1-0. Last night, the Barnstormers used 5 different relievers. Today, you're going to see probably Hively and Kutch now. For most of the rest, maybe John Anderson. Foul to the right. It is 1-1. Lancaster does not want to go much beyond that. R.J. Hively into his 33rd game of the year. He's 2-0 with a 4.19 earned run average. To McQuiggan, ground ball towards shortstop. Coronado is there, sure-handed his throw, just in time at first base to get McQuiggan. 1 out, and Rosa will step in. RJ pitched a scoreless inning in the 8th on Sunday against the Long Island Ducks. A dropped third strike in the 8th inning, extended it. Delta Cleary lined out the Garrett Weber, ending the inning. He had a couple of appearances at Sugarland where he pitched well and ended up giving up a couple of runs. Last Tuesday night, he retired the first 6 batters he faced and then gave up 2 extra base hits and 2 runs scored. Delivery to Jovan Rosa cut on and missed for a strike. It is 0-1. But it's up to the Barnstormers offense to piece something together the rest of the way today. 2 innings in a row, they've had a runner at second base with 1 out. Haven't been able to get the big hit, although the final out in each case has been fairly loud. A ball is low. Rosa will bat at 1-1. Lancaster has gone down 1-2-3 only once today against Dupre. And they've gotten some walks, but without the extra base hits or chaining things together, it's really tough to get that big inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. And Rosa with a liner cleaning over the head of the shortstop Coronado, a base hit with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Rosa is just deadly to the Barnstormers. 2 for 3 today, 2 for 4 last night. 21 out of 49, batting .429 in the season series. Here is Maddox. He has flied out and walked. New Britain leading 4-2 and trying to extend that lead against R.J. Hively here in the 5th. To Maddox. This is skied along the left field side. Halton racing back, but it's a couple of rows into the seats. 0-1. The angle here is peculiar. There's, for some reason or another, looking through the 2 sets of windows and sitting back and sitting up, it makes it look like a ball is, for some reason or another, and this is counterintuitive to me, makes it look like it's farther out into the field than it actually is. That looked playable off the bat from Maddox. 0-1. Hively will deliver, and that's lined to the left field, an opposite field base hit. Rosa charging ahead to second, and New Britain again on the attack here in the 5th inning. Connor Bierfeld will come to the plate. Bierfeld is struck out and singled into left to drive in the first New Britain run. Seven hits total for the Bees in the game today. They managed 5 last night off of Tommy Shirley in the bullpen. Double play ground ball certainly could be used here. But Bierfeld is not a guy who hits the ball on the ground very often. Rosa at second, Maddox at first. 1 out in the inning. Hively to the plate. Bierfeld with a foul almost up to the press box. Nine of the first 10 New Britain batters today retired. 8 of the last 12 have been on board, and they've built another threat here in the 5th inning. Bierfeld trails in the count 0-1. Hively comes back. That is popped up on the right side, heading toward the seats and out of play. 0-2. This is a tough home run park anyway. 330 down the lines, 400 to straightaway center, and 16, 17-foot high walls all the way around from foul pole to foul pole. The air currents so far in this series have made it even more difficult. Nothing has gotten to the walls on the fly. Noel did clear in foul territory. Here's the 0-2. Bierfeld will look at a slider just off the plate. 1-2. Halton, Robinson, and Millage will step in the top half of the 6th inning. One, 2 on the way. Bierfeld started after it. I believe he held in time. He did. 2-2. So again, they try to go away twice. And Bierfeld sticks around now with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rosa leading from second. Maddox off first. Hively with a set just above the letters and a pitch down and away, 3-2. And Bierfeld again keeping the bat in check. Big pitch here. I don't know if they'll start Rosa and Maddox. Probably not. Ively ready to go. Here's the motion. Payoff. Swing and a miss. Connor Bierfeld is gone on strikes. Barnstormers pitchers have fanned 8. Now with 2 outs. The batter is Jordan Hinshaw. He has struck out and walked. That walk produced the tying run last inning. It's 4-2 New Britain in the bottom of the 5th. Lancaster with single markers in the first 2 innings. And 2-out RBI singles by Sean Halton and Garrett Weber. At New Britain with the 4-run 4th before the first out. And set up again here in the 5th inning. Hively goes to work on Hinshaw. Ground ball wrapped right to the shortstop. Coronado with the shovel toss to Weber, and that will end it here in the 5th. Hively through the inning, no runs on 2 hits with no errors, 2 left. On to the 6th we go. It is the New Britain Bees 4 and the Barnstormers 2.
Celebrate the history of our national pastime at the National See priceless treasures that will bring your baseball memories to life. Cooperstown is where you, your family, and your friends can relive baseball's greatest moments and honor the all-time greats of the game. Plan your family visit today at baseballhall.org.
Not only does the Federal Tap House have the largest selection of craft draft beers in Lancaster City, they have amazing food to go along with those elite beers. Open every day for both lunch and dinner, their menu has something for everyone, including a special lunch menu available every Monday through Friday, as well as their normal menu. So when you're in the mood for great wood-fried pizzas, handcraft coal-fired burgers, or our all-inspiring duck fat fries, head over to the Federal Tap House. That's the Federal Tap House, 201 North Queen Street in downtown Lancaster, open by 11:30 every day of the week.
Right-hander Casey Coleman has taken over out of the bullpen. He is just back from a stint in the Houston Astros organization with AAA Fresno. He is a 30-year-old right-hander, 6 feet tall, 185 pounds, from Fort Myers, Florida. 0-1 with New Britain and a 2.61 ERA. He shut out the Barnstormers for 6 innings. Back here on the 27th of April, the one-time Lancaster has seen. Casey Coleman, Brian Dupre leaves in line for the win today. 5 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He walked 3, struck out 3. Sean Halton leading off against him, 1 out of 2 with an RBI base hit back in the first inning. Coleman with a spin move goes to work, and his fastball is low. Ball 1, no strikes. One bad stretch costing the Barnstormers here today. A strike to Halton that is 1-1. Coleman has been to the major leagues with the Cubs and the Royals, including a stretch in the starting rotation in Chicago. 3-9 in the 2011 season. Halton takes the 1-1. Breaking ball to the outside corner. Coleman, as much as anything else, with a very deceptive move. He gets ahead of the ball in 2 strikes. Right-hander originally from Gainesville, Georgia. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss. The tag will have to be applied by Villascusa. Then returns to New Britain in fine fashion. Trayvon Robinson coming to the plate. He is 1 out of 2. And the Barnstormers again in that kind of stretch where the bats fade. Lancaster no longer the nearly 300 average hitting team on the year. They have their spurts, and they have pitched very well lately. But they're not having the big games at the plate anymore. Robinson with a ground ball, an easy play for the second baseman McGuigan shifting to his right. 2 up and 2 down here in the 6th inning. Lastings Millage will come in. 12 starts at Fresno for Coleman. He was 3-5 there with a 6.75 earned run average. Millage, they want to stretch this at bat out a little bit. Past everything from Coleman. That'll help. Ball 1 and no strikes. R.J. Hively got through the 5th inning, and it appears he will get to throw the 6th. If the Barnstormers do not rally to take a lead at any point, you'll probably see Hively, Kushner, and Anderson the rest of the way. There's a line drive base hit for Millage, and he ends the 0-for-16 drought. 2-out base runner in the 6th inning. Anderson De La Rosa will come in. Lancaster picking up base hit number 5 on the afternoon. But you know one thing, you cannot just look for the long ball to tie things up. We haven't seen anything resembling a home run, at least not in fair territory, in 2 days here. Nobody has even gotten the ball to the wall through the alleys. First pitch breaking ball for a strike on De La Rosa, who's 0 for 2. Noel did clear the fence foul down the left field line back in the 5th inning. Millage is going to take off the pitch high and outside. Villascusa with a throw to the wrong side of the bag. Lastings Millage with his 11th steal of the year. The Barnstormers have swiped 4 in the ball game today. They move a runner into scoring position. De La Rosa bats at 1-1 against Casey Coleman. At the last couple of stolen bases, have simply moved a runner to second, and the Barnstormers haven't been able to pick them up. They did the first 2 times around, getting Amaral home in the 1st inning and Coronado in the 2nd. One ball, 1 strike to De La Rosa. Coleman comes back, jams him. It's popped up foul into the seats. Coleman ahead at 1-2. Barnstormers have gone their last 4 at-bats today with a runner at second base without coming through. 2 loud outs in those situations. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to De La Rosa. Millage will lead from second. Here's the motion and the Coleman pitch. Line drive, base hit out to right field. Charging the play is Walton. He's going to fire home. Millage will come home and score. Villascusa throws back to second, not in time to get De La Rosa. And Nate Coronado will come to the plate with a chance to tie it up. Walton had the De La Rosa base hit pretty quickly. Millage being sent comes home, and the throw is offline. De La Rosa barely beating the play back at second. And now on a Nate Coronado base hit, Lancaster can tie the game. So the bats reemerge against De La Rosa with consecutive base hits. Coronado standing in the stolen base, the key to the inning so far. Coleman to Nate, breaking ball and a good one for a strike. It is 0-1. Coronado has walked and scored. He's also lined to short here today. Barnstormers back within 1 here in the 6th inning. Coleman to the plate. Coronado swings and misses. It is 0-2. Casey Coleman seemingly mastering Coronado at least through 2 pitches better than almost anybody has in this league. The 0-2, that is lined toward the gap in left center field. It's through and rolling to the wall. Coronado comes back from the 0-2 count and strokes a game-tying double. Man, how good this guy has been. 4-4 here in the 6th inning, and Garrett Weber will try to get those first 2 pitches from Coleman. Got an 0-2 pitch to handle and comes up with Lancaster's first extra base hit of the day. A double that didn't quite get all the way to the wall. Bierfeld cut it off at the front of the track. And now Lancaster has the go-ahead run in scoring position. Weber standing in. He is singled and walked. The delivery, a strike from Coleman. It is 0-1. And that is Coronado's 5th extra base hit and his 7th run batted in. He leads off second. Weber gets a breaking ball in the dirt that scoots away from Villa-Escuza, and Coronado will take the Villa-Escuza and go to third. That should be a wild pitch. Charge to Coleman. And now the lead run is just 90 feet away. And this could alter the Barnstormers' bullpen plans here this afternoon. They're going to stick with Hively for the 6th inning. Coronado up the line from third to Weber. Driven out along the right field line. Over goes Walton. He was playing that way, and he makes the catch for the final out. They have learned to cheat Weber toward the right field line. They make the catch, but for the Barnstormers, 2 runs to tie on 3 hits. In the inning, no errors. Coronado left at third. Will go to the bottom half of the 6th in a 4-4 deadlock. Enjoy great ballpark food at discount prices. The Lancaster Barnstormers offer numerous chances to enjoy your favorite ballpark foods this summer. On Sundays, Burke's hot dogs are only $1 all game long. Hess's Barbecue brings back the all-you-can-eat pig roast on Mondays and all-you-can-eat chicken and ribs on Tuesdays. Tuesdays are also Fill Your Tummy nights at the stadium, where for only $10, you can stuff yourselves with popcorn, hot dogs, fries, nachos, and soda. Upstairs, we have Pat's Pizza and Pinball Mondays and Fat Pig's Wing Wednesdays, where you can pair food and beer with a Barnstormers game. Barnstormers baseball, make a night of it.
Silicon, microprocessors, and thousands of lines of code. Raw elements transformed into innovation by Lexus. For a limited time, experience advanced safety technology for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event. But hurry, these offers won't last. Now through September 5th. See Bobby Rahal Lexus in Mechanicsburg.